All right, here's what everybody's been waiting for this morning. It's the man, the myth, the legend, 8:20, and we are live this morning. The Academy Award winner, Jon Voight, live on the air. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Sir Jay.
And how are you this morning?
I'm great, Jay. And I look so good this morning. It's too bad this is radio.
I know, I've got the face for radio, so I'm lucky that people can't see me, but it's sad.
Jay. You. Anyway, it's nice to be with you.
Well, thank you so much. You're doing the TV rounds in L.A. this morning, is that right?
Yeah, I'm doing a few shows.
That's good, and I'm glad you could take some time out of your schedule for me this morning. I appreciate that.
My pleasure, Jay.
We do firsts here on the Big J Show, and I have to say, you are my first Academy Award winner.
Is that right?
Yes. So that's.
Well, I hope I, represent myself properly so that you'll have others on.
Well, I hope so too. Maybe you can spread the word and tell all your Academy Award winner friends. Call the Big J Show in Billings, Montana.
That's it. I'll do it. I'll run right out and do it.
Well, I'm sure you will. I'll take your word for that.
Okay.
So we're talking about the movie September Dawn. It's a great film from what I've heard. I had some of some other actors and one of the producers from the film on yesterday, and we talked about it. And
good.
I can't wait to see the film. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, it's a story. It's a true documented event that happened 150 years ago, this September 11th, ironically, because it's a story of religious fanaticism, using a religion to justify murder, and it happened in Utah. And a band of Christians, a wagon train of Christians, was attacked by a group of Mormons, and it's quite a shocking film, very powerful. And by the way, it's not pointing a finger at today's LDS Church because much has happened in 150 years, but this is an event that is part of American history, and the reason why it's important to do things like this is the truth should be brought to every chapter, of course, of our history, so we don't repeat the errors of the past. But also, with what we're facing in the world today, with religious fanaticism in the form of the Islamofascists, it's very, very important for us to have an understanding of how people can be programmed to do these heinous things that that are reported almost daily in the papers.
Yeah, people can get a little carried away sometimes with something that they believe and think is important, and obviously, like the movie says, and like we saw on September 11th, take things too far for something that they think is obviously important.
Well, they're programmed to. In this case, they're programmed in this one incident to justify murder. And of course, in the larger world today, there's heavy programming of hatred against America and all democracy, and all of these horrific acts that seem completely out of even unthinkable. Are being perpetrated against us right as we speak.
Mm-hmm. And there's some controversies surrounding the film, obviously, because it's an event that isn't very flattering to the LDS religion or to history in general, not something that people want to talk about.
Right.
It's kind of been hidden. And one thing in the movie, though, the LDS Church has put stuff on their website confirming all of these events, saying, yes, we acknowledge they happened. They have a memorial.
Yes, they've done it recently. They made a rather large, comprehensive statement very recently, yes. And that's to their credit, too.
Mm-hmm. But they do...
Because it hasn't been really focused on all these years since the event.
But they do stop short, though. In the movie, you guys, I haven't seen the film yet, but I think you guys kind of say that you guys illustrate some part of Brigham Young's role.
Well, Brigham Young's, Terence Stamp, the great British actor Terence Stamp, that's an Academy Award nominee, Jay. We got to get him on the program.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I'll remind me before we get out of here, to make that call.
All right, make that call for me.
He is a tremendous talent, of course, and it was a pleasure to work with him, but he gives an extraordinary performance of Brigham Young, and all of the words in the film were spoken by Brigham Young in the time around the months of the massacre. So it's so to that degree, everything is completely accurate. Now the LDS Church is stopping short of saying he was complicit, but anyway, that's where the controversy exists.
Okay.
And that's why it's so exciting.
That's great.
To figure, go take a look, see what you think.
Yeah, exactly. Go watch the movie and then form some opinion.
Yeah.
Have you got any direct fallout from you? I mean, has the LDS Church or anybody involved spoken to you at all about the film?
No, they haven't. I was very pleased to have that strong statement made most recently. And then we have, of course, Mitt Romney running for president, and this was not part of the picture when we made the film, but he's certainly a very strong candidate, and ironically, he's one of the guys who's most clear about what we're facing in terms of the religious fanaticism of the Islamofascists. So he's very eloquent and very properly warning us in many ways of what we're facing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was surprised to find out when I did some research on you. You're somebody that's very supportive of our troops and the threats against us.
Oh yeah. Well, I've visited the troops now. I have a fireman friend. His name is Mike Highland, who several months ago, about Super Bowl time, he called me up and said, "Hey, John, we're going down. We're going down to visit the wounded warriors down in Walter Reed. You coming with us or what?" And I said, "You bet I'm coming with you." So we went down and we saw the wounded warriors and went room to room. And I'm telling you that these guys they're the best. This generation is a very remarkable generation. This group of warriors that we have, and it's a reminder of what patriotism is, of what bravery is. These young men who have stepped up to say, we'll take this thing on and we'll put ourselves in harm's way, that we will protect the United States and all it stands for. I mean, these are great, great people.
I agree 100% with that. One thing I've got to tell you, we have a lot of movies, obviously, and a lot of movie stars that come here to Montana.
I wish I could be there. I love movie stars.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you get to. I read that you went to the Beckham's Welcome to the U.S. party that Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes did.
I wasn't invited. I have to tell you that, Jay. I wasn't
just
invited.
Crashed it?
A friend of mine works for Will, and I know Will very well, Will Smith. And so he said, "John, you should come." And I said, "Well, I don't know whether there were formal invitations, but I showed up, and there they are introducing the Beckhams, Tom Cruise, my buddy Tom, and his wife, and Will Smith and Jada, and they're standing on a platform, and all of these guys, everybody in Hollywood was there, And then Will Smith says, "Hey, there's Jon Voight." He comes down, and he, makes a play. He and I have a nice banter that we usually have when we're in a public place, but I didn't expect it at that moment. But it was fun.
That's funny. Well, we have all these movie stars here in Montana that either film movies here or live here, and some of them don't have the most flattering, people don't have the most flattering things to say about them. But you, once I, started talking about having this interview with you, are the exact opposite. I have so many people that have talked about your time here for Return to Lonesome Dove.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I did have a great time working there with Lonesome Dove, and every time I visited there, so I sent my love.
Everybody only has the nicest things to say about you. They said they came to the set and they said Jon Voight was the nicest guy. So you have this, I guess, great people skills, and people love to talk to you and love to meet you. So I just wanted to let you know that whatever you're doing, it's working for you.
Hey, isn't that nice of you to say, Jay? Thank you.
And we've got a ton of young people and mothers with kids in the audience too. So I wanted to mention as well, you're in the Bratz movie.
Hey, yeah, and the Bratz movie is an interesting movie because for the parents, I have to tell them that this movie is great for kids. It has lovely messages in it, and it's full of fun, and it makes you happy. So if you have an opportunity to see it, go see it with your children.
Excellent. Right on. Well, also, I'll mention National Treasure 2. You're in that. I saw that.
Yeah.
We'll have to go see that, too. Transformers, you were awesome in that. I'm just giving you plugs all over the place. You're rocking the world, Jon.
Guy.
Right on. Well, I'd love to talk to you again sometime. Our first Academy Award winner. I'm sure they'll be rolling in after you tell all your friends how much fun you had here on the Big J Show.
Absolutely, I will. Okay, Jay, thanks very much for having me.
Thanks so much for being on the show, Jon Voight. Best of luck with September Dawn. I'm sure it's a great film. We can't wait to all go out and see it. Thanks for joining us this morning.
God bless you.
You have a great day, Jon.
The Big J Show. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on Billings' #1 hit music station, Hot 101.9.